Hello, and thanks for clicking on the video, and welcome to the channel. I wanted to take a few minutes today just to talk about some of the gear I used on my recent trip to France. If you've watched the video, I went over to Saint-Malo and Cancale, camped overnight with the bike, so obviously I had to take quite a lot of stuff with me. So I thought today I'll just go through some of the equipment that I took. Like I said before, I am a beginner to this. It's not something I've done a lot of, so the equipment I'm using, it worked for me. I think it might not work for everyone. If you were going on a cycle tour, you might not actually camp, so you might stay in B&Bs or a hotel, so obviously the camping side of things wouldn't apply. But yeah, I decided to take a tent and go overnight to stay on a campsite. It's a much cheaper option. And yeah, so I'll just go through some of the gear that I took and talk about how I got on with it all. Okay, so bags. Yeah, the first thing, traditional sort of thing set up on a touring bike, I guess, is to take panniers, front and rear. A lot of people have four. What I did, I had two rear panniers and I had two fork bags, which kind of like similar kind of thing, but instead of like sort of square shaped panniers, they're kind of cylindrical and they strap onto the front forks of the bike, completely waterproof, which is great, which is what you want on a bike tour. If things start, if it rains and things get wet, it's just going to make your life a misery. So yeah, so I had that, and I also had a big 20-litre bag, which was actually supposed to be for kayaking. I actually bought it to put on a kayak, but again, it's completely waterproof, so I thought this is ideal for putting on the back of the bike. So this is this one here. This is like a 20-litre bag. It's roll top, so obviously you just roll it all the way down, clip it up, and it's completely waterproof. So that's like the biggest bag I had on the back, and I put it on the rack in the middle of the bike because I thought, try and get the weight balance. You don't want one pannier that's a lot heavier than the others. So yeah, I tried to make sure the bike was well balanced for cycling, because obviously it was heavy. So in the big bag here, the 20-litre bag, I had my air mat. That's like a self-inflating air mat for camping, lying on. The big thing obviously was my tent. This is the Nature Hike. It's supposed to be a two-man tent, but you could sleep two people in it, but it was comfortable with one, just me and my bags. There's plenty of room. It was good for that. And I also had obviously my sleeping bag. This is a 3-season sleeping bag, I think, so it wouldn't be any good for the winter, but we want to camp in the winter anyway. So no, that was perfect. That folds up quite small. That was pretty good. So that's very comfortable. It was warm. Didn't have a problem with that all night. So yeah, so that's the main sort of bag that I used, plus any other odds and sods I wanted to put in there. So the panniers. So I actually opted for these. These are the Vord Aqua panniers. It's just over about £110, something like that for the pair, which I thought was really good because they've got the outer pocket as well, which is good for stuff you might want to get in a hurry. So you don't want to be rifling through your bags trying to find things. So in there I got spare inner tubes, 2 of those. Thankfully didn't need them. I've got a little first aid kit, when it came off the bike, any cuts and grazes or anything, and waterproof trousers. I had my main waterproof jacket in the bag itself, but again, luckily in France I didn't need that last week, even though it looked like it might rain. It didn't, it was pretty much anyway. That was good. And obviously in the panniers as well, I had a few extra bits, so little fold-up camping table and a chair as well. That sounds like a lot to take, but I just thought I want to be comfortable. At the campsite I stayed at, I mean, there were like benches and stuff nearby, but to sit right by the tents, it's unlikely there's going to be a picnic table or something there. So I took the table and chair so I could just sit down, chill out in the evening, relax, and yeah, enjoyed it. So carrying the extra, the camping chair and table, yeah, a bit of extra weight, but kind of offset that against the comfort. I thought it was well worth it. So yeah, so I've got 2 panniers on the rear, and like I said, on the front I had fork bags, which are like that, cylindrical 7 litres. So in there I basically have my cook set. I've got a little camping kettle and a little gas stove and a pan, little pot there. There's like a little gas cylinder in there and a burner, which self-ignites with an electric ignition. So that was great for brewing up a cup of coffee in the morning. So yeah, the 2 fork bags, and so on the other one I just had some other bits and pieces, clothes, etc. So between all that lots, yeah, it was perfectly good to carry everything that I needed, which was ideal. A few extra bits and pieces for camping, not sure they were totally necessary. I had a foil mat which I put underneath the air mat in my tent to sort of make sure you don't lose any heat sort of into the ground, but like I said, it was fairly warm. I don't know if that would have made much difference, but I took it anyway. And yeah, the chair I was talking about, that just folds up into that bag. It's just a set of poles, and then you stretch the chair material over it. So yeah, that's what I took. Obviously other stuff as well. On the bike itself I had battery packs for my camera and stuff, for the phone. I had a selfie stick, doing some of the filming, puncture repair kit. Even though I've got the spare inner tubes, I still took a puncture repair kit just in case, but obviously thankfully I didn't need any of that. And a basic toolkit, so I've got like a little toolkit with like pliers, an adjustable spanner, just basically basic things so you could make any kind of repairs to the bike as I was going along. So again, luckily I didn't need any of it, but I just had that with me. It's just peace of mind, I think, just to know that if you did have some sort of problem, you can make some repairs until you could get to a bike shop. And I also had a set of cable ties as well, which are invaluable for if anything was to break, like the rack or anything. You could like cable tie, strap it together, and you know, hope it would hold until you got to a repair place. So yeah, so basically I had all that on the bike. Like I said in the video, if you watch the video, it was heavy. It was quite amazing when I took the bags off and rode the bike without the panniers, and I thought, wow, the bike's so light without it. So I think in the rear panniers I had 5 kilos in each, and I think it was about 3 or 4 kilos in the waterproof bag on the rack. So about 13-14 kilos on the back of the bike with me as well. And then on the front, you know, look quite a bit lighter on the front because the fork bags, they don't hold as much and they weren't that full with much stuff. So so that's basically what my setup was. That's like I said, that did me perfectly well in France. Everything I needed. The bike performed well, you know, even though it was sort of hilly in places and it was quite difficult going with the weight, but I don't really think anything I could have left out that would have made any real difference. Perhaps the table and chair, but like I said, then you know, that's comfort, isn't it, really? So I wanted those there. I didn't want to have to sort of sit cross-legged on the ground to have a cup of coffee or anything. So I'm glad I took those. And yeah, I took minimal clothing. I was only overnight anyway, so I only took minimal clothing. On a slightly longer tour, I'd probably take another change of clothes. But yeah, so it worked well for me. So let me know what you think. Leave a comment if your setup's completely different, or if you think I've missed anything out or anything. Please do leave a comment below. I'll read everything and reply to everything. So yeah, let me know what you think. And yeah, if you like what you're seeing, if you like the content here, please do subscribe to the channel. Please do hit the subscribe button. I'll be doing more videos over the coming weeks and months. Going to France again with a friend of mine, Trilby Adam. We're taking our guitars and playing some music around Saint-Malo, Concar maybe. We're not quite sure yet, but we're going in a week or so. So I'll do a video of that. That should be a good day. So looking forward to that. And yeah, I'm planning on more trips later in the year. So yeah, please do subscribe, and thanks for watching.